The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat.
You're listening to Truth Talk.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere.
With Paul Webster and Chance George.
The first year of global governance with the establishment of the G20 in the middle of the financial crisis.
President Bush signed a formal agreement that will end the United States as we know it.
Nope, no weapons over there.
People who have been yelling, oh, the UN's going to take over global
conspiracy
government.
Theorists.
They've been crazy, but now they're right.
Yeah.
Maybe under here.
But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that.
Good afternoon and welcome to Truth Talk Radio. I'm your host, Chance George, along with co-host Paul Webster.
How you doing, folks?
Today we're going to be joined by a guest journalist by the name of LadyDragon. She's part of the Free Canada movement, and she's an international journalist known worldwide. She's done everything from reviewing video games to following the stories of the mass arrests from Drake and many of the other top stories going around the world globally. Just going to go up to my switchboard and try and get her on the line right now.
Hello, Chad.
LadyDragon, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me, guys?
Oh, yeah. You're coming through.
Perfect.
Good. How you doing?
How are you doing today? Welcome to the show.
Quite well. Thank you. How about yourself, guys?
We're doing excellent. We're always excited to have a new show and to be joined by guests, and we already have more callers on the line. It's incredible.
Good. I wanted to start by commending both of you, gentlemen. I always call for action, not to wait for the moon to fall on somebody's head in order to move. I commend you. You have. I spoke with you, and then you said you were going to do a radio show, and you actually done it. So I think that it's very good. This is what people need to do. A radio show, a website, a newspaper, whatever is your passion and what you like to do. We need people to educate people and get people talking. This is how we're going to resolve this hell. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we know. Thanks for that.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
That's actually why we took action, because we listen to shows like this all the time, and everyone's always calling for get your own show, start your own thing, do whatever you can do to get the message out there. So here we are.
Awareness is key, and it's always my belief that if in any ecosystem, when everybody is aware, when all the cells are aware of the cancer of the virus, they can defeat it. But all they have to do is be aware. You know, that's the main step, the main goal. As soon as everybody's aware, it's every case in every ecosystem. That's when the bad stuff is abolished, is taken out, but only not until the cells are all aware. So that's the main focus, is to spread awareness, and that's it.
So, LadyDragon, could you tell us what is number one on the radar for you today? What is your top story? What's number one in your sights?
Well, it depends. You talking about the top story? Well, the story, there's a few. There's what's going on with the gun treaty, that they have decided to postpone it till September. And there's 51 senators that said that they didn't want to have anything to do with that treaty. So we're seeing people, but I have not been able to locate who is voting for what. So this is what we're working on right now, because it's very important to know who is doing what. That's why I'm calling for everybody to call the senator and figure out which senator is voting for what. This is very important, because like Drake explained on Wednesday, and what I always say, when they disarm you, is not to help you, it's to kill you. It's very simple. So this cannot happen. You know what I'm saying, gentlemen?
Now, the UN's Small Arms Treaty is basically calling for disbanding any gun above a single-shot powder rifle. And they are not only calling for that in our country, but globally. Now, as a Canadian, we wouldn't be able to call U.S. senators, but is there anyone that we should be directing our calls to and sending letters to in Canada, even though they might not be answered, but who can we voice our opinions to?
Exactly the same thing. Who is your representative in your area, you know? Here in the last federal election here in Quebec, we're going to big sweep. All the Liberals and the Conservateurs got removed by the MPD. So here mostly you have to have the MPD push a stop on this with the others, you know. Everybody has to call their representative, no matter where they are located in Canada or the U.S. or in the world, wherever they are located. Everybody has to take action. If they see the population rising up against this, they'll back up. They're probably going to rephrase the law and put it somewhere else. But at the very least, it's going to back it up. You know, this is what we need.
That's right. I agree. The conditioning's so thick. It's so hard to even explain to most people in Canada, especially that guns are there to protect our personal liberties. You know, and people they see them as bad. And when it's an inanimate object, and if people are going to kill somebody, they're going to kill somebody anyway. So it's always what happens. Everybody knows. As a Canadian, would the UN have power over us as well?
Well, obviously, the law is different as opposed to U.S. and Canada. But yeah, they don't. You know, they say one little thing, but they mean to do way more. You know, the goal of them is to have zero gun. Okay, it's not complicated. Look at China. Okay, China, they say that it's a tradition to eat with two sticks. It's an absolute lie. Okay. They have started by removing the guns, then they remove the knife, then they remove the fork, then they remove the spoon. So now you're eating the rice with two stick. What the hell? You know? Have you ever eaten a rice with stick and spoon? Which one is better? It's not a tradition. You know? They brainwash the population that it's tradition, but it's not. This is what they want. China is their like postal country of the world. It's what they want. They want everybody has stick, you know, little stick, you know, like the stick that you have go out to the Chinese restaurant. So they're doing all sort of things. So they want Canada, U.S., everybody in the world to be exactly like China. So that's why everybody, wherever you are located, okay, you need to rise up and talk and say you're against all of this of they're doing. Not only the gun treaty, everything. This is what I'm saying. People need to take action. Stop saying that I'm just alone. There's nothing I can do. You know, if everybody that's listening to us or listening to Drake or any people that is aware of what's going on, and there's millions. It's just not me and you and Drake, and there's millions of people that are aware. You know, if all the millions of people that would take action, everything would change much, 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 much quicker.
All right. Do you mind if we go to a call for a second? This is the first time I've ever actually had a call on my show, so I'm itching to see.
Sure.
All right, we're going to cue it up here. All right, welcome to Truth Talk Radio. We have you on the air. How's it going? Number 1111111. No? All right. I believe our caller is not there. I guess we'll just get back to LadyDragon. All right, now, with the UN Small Arms Treaty being conveniently timed to the Colorado shooting, would you believe that this is something that looks like a staged event, or is this something that is a natural lunatic?
No, not at all. I strongly, it's my opinion only, but it's my opinion that it was a false flag. I discussed with everybody that I know, and everybody concurs. Therefore, in my book, it's a false flag. how convenient. I remember a long time ago, they were talking about video games is bad, and they wanted to minify the video games. They pick certain video games, that had nothing to do with anything, but they put certain thing on video games, which is true. Video games links to violence, but it depends which one you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it depends how many hours you play and stuff like that. So, and then it was just a demonizing of all the video games across the board from A to Z, and then they did the Columbine, and they said that the guy was playing video games. How convenient. Everybody's talking about video games, and now this guy's playing video games and he's shooting people. So in my book, it's the same scenario. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, on video games, I guess Paul would be my expert on that.
Yeah,
I'll give you to him for a second.
I've been a gamer for years, LadyDragon, and I'm just in the last 5 years become awake and aware to the real world as we all know it now. And what games did Chance says that you review games? What games have you reviewed in response to the propaganda placement or behavior placement or stuff that has to do with conditioning us? Have you ever run across stuff like that? And specifically, can you remember names? Because I'd get lots of views off just telling people that I had a gamer reviewer talking about this X game or Y game.
Yeah, I stopped reviewing games because they were using E3, which is the Electronic Entertainment Exposition, to lure people in joining the army, which I find I was watching, and I spoke with a representative of that, and they said, it's great. You have more and more people joining the army, and which is great if you know what you're getting into. If you want, if you're passionate, this is what you want to do. But when they're luring people, they say, okay, you play this video game, and this is how playing in the army is, which is an absolute lie, shooting people, listen to me, shooting people for an hour on a video game, that's fun. Yeah, it's fun on a video game, but believe you me, that's not the real life of an army, And it should be shooting people for fun. An army should be defending a country or a city or a place, and shooting should be on the last thing on your mind. You should conflict. You have to try to use it but peacefully, not by shooting people. You know what I'm saying? And then they have these gun-ho shooter, video piloting drones and remote, killing machine, and they're shooting people, and they think it's fun. Did you see how many they're getting sued with a drone in the U.S.? This is the purpose of it. I saw actually somebody said that they had a new RPG with a video console, and they said that people that's playing video games, they were the best one to control this because they had the eye-hand coordination. So trust me, I know how the whole thing works. Okay, it's quite pleasant if you're playing with your friends. You have an entertainment. It's very different than having fun and shooting people for real. This is so not good.
So what we're seeing is conditioning of people who are a young teen coming up and being desensitized to killing through the eyes of a sniper or using these drone-like materials. And when these kids perfect the game, by that time they're about 18 years old, they enlist in the army and they become the new drone controllers and the people who are playing video games with real live ammunition now and are basically desensitized through TV violence, movies, and other video games. And this is what we see happen, and then they blame that all on the video games when we have Columbine-style shootings.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. This is why education, I always say, like if you go to my site, fcm2012.com or LadyDragon.com, which can lead you to FCM, my slogan on FCM is educate yourself in order to create a better tomorrow. This is start at home. your mom and dad should not put you in front of a video game, first of all, okay? Unless it's an educational video game, okay? I have companies that I work with that are educational, and they are very good, and you can work with your child, and they're fantastic, you know what I'm saying? But not a shooting video game because you don't have time to take care of your kids, or you think that it's a good thing to give it. You think you're doing a good thing and you're giving him a shooter. Never, never, never. You know, if I had kids, first of all, they will never play video games. Okay, never. Not one time. Not Pac-Man. Not anything. Okay, I will take them and go outside, go play outside. Go plant a tree. Go work on the garden, you know. We have to go back to nature instead of sitting in front of this stupid television, okay?
All right, we actually have another caller on, so I guess we'll go to them and see what they have a question for Lady Dre.
Just let me finish what I want to say, please. In the old days, you know, you had people working outside and they were coming in the home, and then the place of the television, it was a beautiful fire, where people were discussing discussing their day or their knowledge, and it had an interaction with people. Now is everybody sitting in their house or apartment all by themselves and playing video games and watching the television. You know, they divided and conquered. Divide everybody. Nobody talks to anybody. Nobody knows anybody. They just are sitting from morning to night on the television. You know, this is the major problem. Everybody should shut down the television and go outside and do something positive. Things would change much quicker. Yeah, you can go on with your caller if you want, Chan.
All right, caller, you're on the air, Truth Talk Radio.
Hello?
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 Can you hear me?
Hi, who's this?
This is Denise. I am the host of Global Voice 2012, and I work with Lady Dragon, and I would like to thank you for having Lady Dragon on today. And I just wanted to agree with Lady Dragon that people need to get up off the sofa. They need to get away from the television and engage and get involved outside the home. In today's society, we have this issue that we are glued to our computers. We are glued to technology in the form of entertaining ourselves via video games and television and internet, and we are losing our people skills, quite frankly. You know, you cannot solve the world's problems from behind a keyboard. And I just wanted to say that I'm new to your show. I'm not familiar with your show, and I want to congratulate you and wish you a long and fruitful, prosperous program. And thank you for having Lady Dragon on, and thank you for allowing me to speak.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for calling in and tuning in. We're actually new to this, too. This is probably about our 7th show, but we know that we sit on the couch and don't do anything about this and don't get the word out that nothing is ever going to get done.
Awareness is key.
So apparently I might have hung up on one of my callers by accident. They can call right. I don't know how to
As another Blog Talk host, I understand that can happen. I'm relatively new. Hello, Lady Dragon. How are you today, Lady Dragon?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for Chance is one of our listeners, and he emailed me his telephone number, and I had a conversation with him. And then he said he has a problem in his town, and he wants to address the problem, and he wanted to help solve the problem, and he wanted to do a radio show, and he actually did it. So kudos to him, eh, Denise?
Yes, congratulations. Both Chance and Paul there, and boy, we have a lot of Pauls, don't we? It seems like every day I come across another Paul.
I know, they're everywhere. Now, Denise is the host of Global Voice Radio, correct?
Correct. Global Voice 2012.
Okay, now you're one of the ones who interviews Drake on the regular, correct?
Correct.
Could you tell us anything about the latest updates that maybe we haven't heard yet, or a sneak peek to what's coming up on the next show?
Okay, well, the next show is tomorrow. It's on Sunday, and that would be at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Central, 11 o'clock Mountain, and 10 a.m. Pacific. And to my knowledge so far, Drake is going to address the failed attempt to pass the UN Small Arms Treaty. We will also be discussing I believe, probably it looks like the opening ceremonies of the Olympics. We will be discussing right. There's lots of hoopla surrounding that. And we will be probably discussing latest updates from Neil Keenan on the progress of the lawsuit and the liens against the Federal Reserve. And I really don't have any inside, like new information. Drake usually is getting information up until the time we go on the air. And normally do not have, like the information before Drake presents it to everyone else. So, I learn as you learn. So,
It's true, Denise. It's true. Even Drake always say he wants it to be everybody know at the same time.
Correct.
And he's always like that.
And you'll notice that, like his dearest fan and friend Grammy J will frequently say, you didn't tell me about this. You won't. Why don't you tell me about these things and all that? And normally it's because Drake doesn't have the information ready to present, and he doesn't share it until he is given the permission to share it. And very frequently that is, as we go live. So,
sorry. We actually have two more callers on my show. This is the first time I've ever even had one caller, so this is amazing. I'm just going to take one question from each of them. You ladies are both more than welcome to help me answer them. Can we get caller with the 111 across the hole? You're on the air. Okay,
that would
you're
either
on the air now.
That would either be a anonymous caller or a caller that might be calling in through Skype if they show up that way, by the way.
Okay. Can we hear you, caller? I don't think
Apparently
that one's
not.
coming. All right, well.
Hello?
Hello, welcome to Truth Talk Radio.
Hi, Chance. It's Mike. Just listening to your radio. Mike Rublet.
And that would be
yes.
What can we do for you today on Truth? Do you have a question for either one of our guests? Or possibly Paul?
I did, but I kind of forgot. But about the video game thing, I think it's good to play video games occasionally, but not all the time. It is good to get out, though. Play some sports or something. But I don't agree on the violent video games.
What don't you agree on? That it missions people, or that it's bad, or do you think it's a good thing?
It's not necessarily a good thing, but it's not bad at the same time.
Now,
just something to do rather than the boring old ones.
Myself, who barely plays video games, but have in the past, I could tell the difference between playing a video game and going out and actually killing someone in a theater shooting. But I understand that some people could be memorized by this, but at the same time, this could happen with music, this could happen with drugs, this could happen with a number of things. To single out one, could have to single out everything. LadyDragon, do you have any comments on the video game aspect or anything about the Olympics that have we've been watching right now, some of the symbolism.
The Olympics I watched yesterday, and it was seeing an awesome. You know, having children involved with that fiasco, and I saw many, but this is the worst opening I ever saw. I have pictures, and I'm putting an article together. They have children in bed with a huge monster with a knife, sword in the hand. I mean, and they had a big, huge baby, like sacrifice stuff, in the middle of the entire thing, and people were applauding. How sick how brainwashed are you? How sick these people are to create something like that, and people could not even recognize all this. I saw the beginning. I started watching at 1 o'clock, and then they were doing a preview. I was watching BBC, and then when we get started, there's the beautiful hill with a beautiful tree, and I thought, it's going to be nice. They're talking about the countryside, the animals, I said they're going to talk about the country. I had a beautiful thought in my head. Well, to my dismay, they removed the tree. It reminded me of Avatar when they killed the tree, and then all these people come out of there like they came out of a mine or hell, and then it was all about hell. They keep saying that all this was full of negativity, emotion. The only thing they discuss is that in these hard times, London is known for hard times. In these hard times, don't have fear. Even the closing song by Paul McCartney, it was Hey Jude. It says, don't be afraid, don't be sad. It's this entire team. Awful. Hey, I remember the Vancouver. It was much more fun. The Vancouver thing was beautiful. Katie Lang sang, and Hallelujah was beautiful. It was like having a concert in your house with Katie Lang. It was relaxing. It was fun. Totally the opposite.
Now, myself personally, I could not even tune into the games. Not only do I realize that it has a lot of Illuminati symbolism through the showing of the torch and the rings and many other things that have to do with different hidden Masonic rituals, but not only that, the Queen is there, and me personally, I know that any sort of negative emotions is not how you're supposed to go through this, but I can't stand that lady. I cannot look at her. She looks like a lizard snake lady to me, and I can't handle her. The Queen is basically where I draw my line. She needs to get out of my country, stop talking to my Governor General, leave Canada alone. This is 2012. We do not need a royal highness teaching us and leading us and letting us know what we can do while people wipe her royal behind. See, I get fired up. I can't even talk about her. I can't even watch that show. I can't even talk about the Olympics anymore. I'm done with the Olympics until it's over. I do believe there's going to be a false flag, though. I'm going on the record. I know a lot of other people are. I hope nothing ever happens, but I can't even handle these people anymore. Paul?
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, guys, this is Denise again. I know you're really short on time. You've only got 2 or 3 minutes left. I wanted all of you to know, and Lady Dragon, and I will make sure that Lady Dragon might forward this information to you. I just received something in the email, and it was a document released today by ANNETT, ANNETT, of ITCCS.org, and it is a public declaration to police officers, civil servants, and other agents of the Crown of England, issued by Judicial Oversight Panel on the Common Law Court. And I thought you might.
Can you repeat that? You broke up there.
That's because I'm receiving a incoming call. There's an important message.
Said, please?
Yeah, it's an important declaration released by Kevin Annett today of ITCCS.org, and it has to do with a declaration to police officers, civil servants, and other agents of the Crown of England, issued by the Judicial Oversight Panel of the Common Law Court of Justice, investigating crimes of church and state. So I'm going to be sending that to you, Lady Dragon, and I'm sure this will be very interesting, and I'm sure you can get this to to Paul and Chance there.
Wow,
Yes,
awesome.
yes,
Well,
amazing. Thank you,
we'd like to thank you both for being on the show. Denise from Global Voice Radio and Lady Dragon from LadyDragon.com and Free Canada Movement. Thank you for both being on. We'll have you both back on in the future. Keep us updated, and thanks for all the other callers for tuning in.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
That's all for our show.
My homie got a year for an ounce of weed. While push self-weapons to the enemy. You gotta be stone blind not to see. Our government is honest. Nigga, please. Cocaine can't be made in the United States. Kicking fast like that, our government hate. Young kids on the streets ain't the enemy. Just ghetto youth after money. They sell drugs to them. Try the CIA, my friend. Or the FBI, or even Bush. Somebody getting that damn shit ain't up. We're just killing ourselves while others laugh on the street.